Hello and thanks for stopping by. This is Todd's Adventures in Slime World for the Sega Genesis, made by Epix and released back in 1992. I'm playing this game from a cartridge on a Mega SG console. Now, Epix made a lot of games in the 80s and 90s for PCs and consoles alike, and this is probably one of my favorites of that manufacturer. I used to play the Atari Lynx version of this game a lot, and I was really hoping that this game was going to be just an upgraded version of that. I guess in some ways it is, but strangely it seems to not be quite as good as the Lynx version, which is unfortunate, and I really wanted it to be better. Now, there are a lot of different game variations for this one, and they basically shuffle up the difficulty of the game. There's easy, there's logic, exploration, suspense, action, or arcade. These different versions of the game, basically they're going to affect the time limit, or make it so your weapon isn't working, or just have a more intricate, dangerous map, stuff like that. There's plenty of game variety in this one. It's definitely not lacking in that area. In this game, you play Todd, who is a space adventurer, and you are basically on a slime planet, roaming through tunnels, trying to make your way to the end. It's a game that's a bit claustrophobic at times, and you need to figure out timing at different spots, and try to be cautious of potential traps or enemies. There's green slime, and there's occasionally red slime. If you touch red slime, it kills you immediately. Usually red slime is the slime that appears when you kill certain enemies. Most slime is green. Green slime comes from exploding creatures or pools of slime, or maybe it's just dripping from the ceiling. When it touches you, it sticks to you, and if you gather enough green slime on you, you die. You can also get killed by creatures killing you directly, of course. How you choose to get yourself killed in this one, I guess that's up to you. When you do get covered in slime, you will start to turn green. This is basically the meter that tells you that you need to get healing. You can use a slime shield to clear yourself up, or maybe step into fresh water if you can find it. You're going to pick up gems along the way, and they'll get you points, and sometimes you'll pick up other equipment to help you along your journey, like a jetpack, a mega bomb, fun stuff like that. Now basically you need to make your way to the end of the maze. You can't see what's ahead of you, or at least not very far, and these areas only appear as you enter them. As you uncover the space, it gets uncovered in your map window as you progress, and, you know, it's nice, but compared to the Lynx version, you had to open a map each time you wanted to look at your map, and here you'd think that kind of having it on screen all the time would make it easier, but honestly, I think I prefer having a hidden map, you know, something that you only open up as you need it. You do have a weapon in this game, and it's a water gun. Creatures in Slime World, they hate water. It's basically like poison to them. This is great for you because you have a water gun with unlimited ammunition. You can basically just hold the trigger and aim your gun and fire away. You can also arc the gun upwards, and you can cover more distance that way. That's really nice because sometimes you can shoot over a ledge and you can basically kill creatures out of view below you. This is a game where you're going to die a lot, but it is fun to keep going. The tunnels, they're always fun to explore, and there are plenty of creatures here and lots of danger that you need to make your way through. It seems to be a well-plotted game. The movement on screen for the Genesis version here, it just feels awkward to me. Compared to the Atari Lynx version, I think this one is just a little bit jumpy on screen. As you move your way through the tunnels, the screen repositions itself around you. Here, as it repositions itself, it feels really different than the Lynx version. I'm guessing because the Lynx screen is so much smaller, there's not as much motion to it. Maybe it's minor overall, but this is something on the Genesis version that I noticed immediately. It really stuck out. All of the game modes here I think are fun, and they appear to be in both versions of the game. As for which mode you're going to want to choose, I think it's going to depend on what you're in the mood for. The easy level is a great introduction to the game, and I don't actually think it's that easy. Maybe it's easier than the others, but it's not something I would call easy. There's also a timing level that I think is pretty unique. Basically, you have a 2-minute time limit and the planet's going to explode. Your goal here is to pick up mushrooms along the way, and if you pick up a mushroom, you're going to extend the time limit. Now, logically, I don't know how picking up a mushroom would extend the time of a planet blowing up, but it is an interesting mechanic. It's dangerous to run around this planet to begin with, but having a time limit makes it so you can't wait long to advance in any one direction. The stakes are definitely raised for this one. It's fun, it's pretty suspenseful. This can be a long puzzle game as you sort of wind your way through the various tunnels, so it's nice here that this one has a code system that you can use to pick up at specific parts of the game. Basically, you press pause and you can get a code. You don't level your character up along the way with this one, so you never lose progress if you're just putting in a code to get to a different zone. It just helps you get closer to the end. I know there are points in this game, but generally when I play this one, I'm just playing to make it to the end of the level. That's sort of the adventure that I'm looking for here. I can't say I particularly like the music in this version that much. It's definitely different than the Lynx version, and it sounds tinny to me. Maybe I'm just used to the way the Lynx sounded, I don't know. That was definitely one of the better games for the Lynx console for sure. There's also a version of this game for the PC Engine CD, which appears to have an elaborate soundtrack, and I think they insert story elements as well. I know that part would be in Japanese, but I imagine it would be kind of inconsequential to the overall gameplay. I'm fairly sure I'm going to have to track this one down. I'm way too much of a fan of this game to avoid that version. So I like this version okay. It's not bad. I mean, it's nice to play on a large screen, of course. I just don't feel like it's as compelling as the Atari Lynx version. It's definitely a fun puzzler. It's got a great style to it, and it's got a lot of really interesting mechanics along the way, as you have to figure out how to get through these crazy mazes, so it's really not bad. Well, that's all I have today for Todd's Adventures in Slime World for the Sega Genesis. Thanks for stopping by to take a look, and I'll catch you on another video.